What's going on, everyone? Got another teardown for you today. Today we are doing the BLU G84. Before we get started, just wanted to give you guys a heads up that we got a ton more teardowns and hard resets that we plan on putting up. So if there's anything you guys want to see sooner than later, just drop a comment and on what model you want to see, and we'll try to get those up sooner than the other ones we have lined up. And as usual, when you guys do a teardown, just remember to take caution. If you bite off a little bit more than you can chew, it's always better to have a professional do it if you don't feel comfortable, since you don't want to damage the phone more and possibly lose your information or whatnot. If you mess up the motherboard or whatnot, you just never know what could happen. So just use your gut instinct on what you think is best to do. So want to give you guys that disclaimer real quick before we get started. And if you do like what you see, if you like how we do it, we'd love to have you guys follow us, comment, like, share, all that good stuff. We'd appreciate all of that. So, but other than that, let's get right to it. First thing you'd want to do with this model is you'd want to pull out the SIM tray, which is right there. I already got that one out for you just to go a little bit faster. And then we are going to heat up the back to get the back off, to get to the screws, and go from there. So let's heat this thing up. Get nice and warm. You don't want to overdo it because then they'll start warping the back cover, but grab your pry tool like this one. This is the one that I use, but if you have something else like a plastic one, you could use that as well. It's no wrong tool to use it for the most part, but it's whatever you're more comfortable with. But I just pop it into the corner and gently slide. You just want to be a little bit more careful because you don't know what's underneath the back cover. So if there's a ribbon going down there and you snag it, you might rip it. And that's what you're trying to avoid doing that. All right, so we got this going. Once you have it open a little bit, it's easier if you just kind of give it a little bit of a pull as you go. Comes off a little bit easier. This is plastic, so you're not going to break it, but it does bend. And these camera lenses will just pop out pretty easily if you push them. Looks like they're just like that. And oh, sorry, there you go. You can see that a little better. Come right out. So we'll leave those in for now because we might have to use this back cover, so it's kind of pointless to take this out. But that's how you would take those out. Put this to the side. Next, we got all these screws. However, you do have two screws in the bottom here. I would take those out first because you're gonna forget that those are in there, and then you have to stop what you're doing. It is a different different size configuration. I forgot what size they are, but I figured I'd let you guys know that too. I don't want to lose those. All right, so we got that there. And then we'll get in here with the regular Phillips and get those screws out. All right, get all the screws out, take a look, make sure we didn't miss anything. I have a habit of missing a screw or two, so no big deal if you do. You'll know once you're taking the side piece out that you're missing a screw, and then you can go from there to take it out. So grab your pry tool. We gotta get this frame off the side, and easiest spot is usually around the volume buttons. You can kind of get in there. You should hear a little bit of a click when you're pulling up like that. Corners are usually the tougher spot. You don't want to push too hard because you don't want to break any of the softer spot, like the audio jack corner will break sometimes, or the charging port jack, or even the SIM tray side will break if you try too hard. You kind of just get in there, and if it's resisting you, go back and take a look, because you probably have a screw stuck in there. Sorry. All right, guys. So get this up. And earlier when I was telling you we're taking off the back cover, you have a flex right here. If you would have kind of came in a little too hot, you could have snagged that and ripped. That happens quite often. It's a mistake that I've learned from personally. So get this off. This should just come right off. And then at this point, you can either push this out or just unplug that for the fingerprint scanner reader. It looks like it took one of the front and back cameras with us on top of that too. So that portion's out. I usually unplug it from that side and leave it in if I'm reusing the mid-frame. It's kind of, it can be difficult sometimes putting that back in. So in this scenario, we'll pop it out. We don't need it. Let's get it out of there. All right. So there's your fingerprint reader flex. That is your flash flex right here. And you can see that it also just came right out when we got that back cover off. So if you want to be more cautious, peel this off first. And it looks like this is one of these rear cameras as well. I'm going to put this to the side for now. We'll get back to that and remove those pieces a little bit later. But we'll get in here and we'll see if there's any additional screws we got. Let's get this loudspeaker out first. It'll help us see what we're working with underneath. Just pry it up like that. Comes right off. Boom. There's your loudspeaker. Set this to the side. Let's see, we got a screw right there. Screw right there. And I don't see a screw on the charging port, which is nice. So let's get that charging port out first real quick. Lift that up. Lift that coax up so it's out of the way. And basically just pry up and it should come right out for the most part. And just like that. Came right out. This also has your microphone, so if you're working with a device with a bad mic, your mic is right there. That's your bottom mic, that little silver dot. So you can see that a little bit better. There you go. It's right there. So move that to the side. Grab our screwdriver. Well, actually, this coax runs along the screw. I mean, you could probably fit your screwdriver in there and get it out without removing the coax first, but honestly, it just save yourself the hassle of potentially damaging this coax, and just take the coax out and then take that screw out. So I'll do the screw. All right, so we get the screws out, and then we can make sure that all of these little connectors are unplugged. Battery, ribbon. I usually leave the camera ones. The rear camera looks like it's in the back. I usually just take the front camera off. Let's do the front camera. Probably just remove the front camera right now. There you go. Boom. Front camera, put that to the side. Looks like the ear speaker has a little cover on it too. We'll take that off just so it doesn't get snagged. And then find a nice spot that your pry tool or your flathead goes into, and then try prying it up and see what happens. It looks like from the top was the easiest for me. This comes out like butter, which is my favorite. Then we can unplug this rear camera. 1, 2. There's your board. Nothing else attached to it. It's pretty much done. It's got that thermal paste on it right there, the heat. So get this to the side. I am going to go back to this mid-frame real quick, only because I want to keep my cameras together so they don't get lost. And just kind of gently pry that out. Pops right out. Let's set that over there so we have our cameras together and they don't get lost or mixed up with anything. So now what we have left is the battery, the vibration motor, battery, ear speaker, and power volume flex. So those are the last things that we have to get out of this phone. We can get the vibration motor first. That's usually the easier one. You can slide under here and pull up this connector piece, and then it actually just comes right off like that. And then the flex, I'll sometimes add some heat to it. Same with the ear speaker. It just makes it a teeny bit easier to get out. I'm going to see if I need heat for this battery first. So I'll take the battery out first. pull the screen tab, and pull all these other ones too. Just get them off. You wouldn't think you would need to pull this one, but you should probably still pull it. A lot of times these blue batteries don't want to come out pretty as easy as they look. So and to say I was right is an understatement. So yeah, that's really in there. I don't like pulling that hard because I feel like I'm bending the screen and I could potentially damage the screen in the process of trying to get the battery out. Just take your pry tool, no heat, and just give it a little pry up on both sides. And I mean little. It should get it going a little bit. See, ripping the sides off this. Let's do a little bit more. I wanted enough where I can get my fingers underneath it, but it keeps on going back, so I don't like to pry all the way out with the metal spudger. I got enough now. I got enough now to get my hands underneath there. And oh man, that is in there. See, their whole point is to make sure that you don't actually damage the battery, and it's kind of like, what are you guys doing? And you can see that I damaged the battery because it is poppy over here. If it shouldn't be like that. So this battery is no good now. And that can be bad because if you puncture it too hard, you can cause a fire. So, although they try to make it where you can take, this comes out easier, it really doesn't at some point. This glue is just so thick on here that it should come out much easier. But it doesn't. So get that out of the way. But you guys now know what a bad battery looks like. When you mess up, this should all be nice and flat. If it does that, then your battery's toast. So keep an eye on that. We got a flex here that we can just, a ribbon cable we should just pull off. There you go. Comes off like that. I'll add some heat to this. And then grab your pry tool, get the power volume flex like that, lift up. And then on the sides, carefully go in there, not ripping anything. And do the same on this side. It'll come off nice and easy. And there's your power volume flex. And then let's do the ear speaker. I'll probably just use this tool for this gold connector piece, and then use the flathead to pry it out because I can fit that in better. There's usually a slot where you can get in a little bit better. I don't really see it on this phone. Sorry, I keep hitting the camera. This is the only problem with trying to work on a phone with the camera right in front of you. All right, there we go. Get that. That's out. Oh, and I forgot we have this action button flex cable as well too. So we'll pull that action button flex cable as well. Same concept. Get underneath, lift. And pry it. And you're done. So now that we're done, this is a full teardown on a BLU G84. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you can, follow, like, subscribe. We'd appreciate all that. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.